FM4 Interview Podcast.
Calpurnia ist womöglich die unbekannteste Band der Welt, deren Sänger über 10 Millionen Follower auf Instagram hat. Das hat höchstwahrscheinlich mit dessen Brotberuf zu tun. Der 15-jährige Kanadier Finn Wolfhard ist einer der Stars der Netflix-Serie Stranger Things. Als Musiker hat sich Wolfhard ganz der Rockmusik verschrieben. Der Stil von Calpurnia reicht vom klassischen Rock'n'Roll der frühen Beatles bis zu Grunge und Indie-Rock. Im Sommer hat die vierköpfige Band, die aus 3 Schülern und einer Schülerin besteht, die Scout-EP veröffentlicht. Im kommenden Jahr soll das Debütalbum folgen. Die laufende Welttour war binnen Stunden ausverkauft. Christian Lehner hat Calpurnia in Berlin zum Gespräch über Rock'n'Roll-History im Streaming-Zeitalter getroffen.
Hi guys, so great being able to sit here in Berlin and talk to 2 members of Calpurnia, a very young, a very fresh band. Hello guys, maybe you can introduce yourself to listeners with a few sentences or words about the role you play within the band.
Sure. I'm Finn, and I'm in Calpurnia, and I play rhythm guitar and I sing.
Hi, I'm Malcolm, and I'm the drummer.
I have to say, Finn is also known for being an actor in a very famous Netflix show, Stranger Things. Talking about Stranger Things, the strange thing is that without your involvement in the show, maybe we wouldn't sit here.
Yeah.
But also, I think your music relationship, especially between you and Malcolm, goes way beyond that. You met before. So how did you form the band, guys?
Malcolm and I met when we were acting. Malcolm acts too, and so we met on this music video set for another band, and from there we kind of became really good friends and started playing music together. I had already played bass, and he was playing drums and bass at the time, so we were just hanging out, and slowly but surely we met all the other band members. ALO we met at a little rock boot camp, kind of, where you learn how to write music with other people and record and that kind of thing. So we met Ayla there, and then Jack knew Ayla from school, or Ayla knew Jack from school, and then that was kind of it.
And how do you get in this very young age into acting in the first place?
For me, what I did is I had friends who were acting, and so I just talked to them, and I was like, how do I do that? And they were like, get an agent. And so I got an agent and did a couple of interviews, and then started out with just commercial auditions, and then I looked up on this little actors page to find roles, and
open casting calls and
yeah.
stuff. Mm-hmm. That's how Malcolm and I met each other. Was the music video that we met each other on was an open casting call, so anyone could come in and audition.
And the music, very important, obviously, for both of you guys. Even when your acting career started, did you know that you always want to do something like a band?
Yeah, I think from when I was really, really young, I always wanted to be in a band. Always. I don't think there was ever a moment after, 6 years old where I didn't want to be in a band.
How did you guys find the sound? All the time I do interviews with bands, I'm always interested why you not ended up being a trap star, or you're doing hardcore or whatever.
How do we not end up doing trap?
Yeah, where's the auto-tune? Where's the auto-tune?
Yeah, Malcolm's actually starting a trap career.
It's going to be pretty sick. It's, I don't know when it's coming out, but,
But we had a sound, it really became an organic thing. The basis of all of our music tastes, we all have different music tastes, but the basis is rock and roll, and so it kind of has a rock and roll soul, I guess, but whenever we all write, it always shows through our, influences, who we kind of listen to, what comes out, in our songs.
But most of teenagers nowadays listen to trap music or to R&B. Some people maybe would call your music old people music, like old farts like me, who grew up in the 90s, because there is a strong 90s influence. Weezer, yeah. I think you guys like Nirvana too.
Yeah, that's the basis of Malcolm and I's existence, Nirvana. But I know some kids that are my age that are still listening to rock and roll, and I hope kids still will be. I mean, trap is fine and all, I guess. It's not that I don't. It's just not my own kind of music. I don't love that kind of music, but yeah.
And I guess there are many people maybe here in Germany who don't know that there is always, through college scene, there's a strong rock scene, and always young people coming after the next generation, Foxygen, Lemon Twigs, Girls, Smith Westerns. Are those all bands you listen to, Malcolm?
Yeah, there's a lot of really, I guess, good music that's like kind of rock and roll-ish coming out today.
I listen to all those people, and we respect all those people so much. We love Foxygen and all those people. Yeah, we love all that stuff.
Now, when somebody who is famous for acting is getting into a career, I think like managers who got the news maybe get a certain idea. Were there like a lot of ideas pitched to you? Did people want to put you in a certain direction, maybe like doing a sound like in Stranger Things,
right? Well,
80s sound or stuff like that?
Exactly. Well, that was the problem, was that, before we found our label, who we love, I had met with people that, not to name names, were like, do you want to be like Finn Wolfhard the band, or do you want to be like a band where it's like everyone's equal? And I was like, well, everyone's equal. I don't want to be like the guy. And they're like, okay, cool, well, nice to talk to you, like, later. So it was definitely hard getting off the ground at first, but it took really short to find someone that we really, really liked.
And the sound was always clear for you guys. We want to dig our influences. We want to value our influences.
Yeah, I think for sure. And still, to this day, I think, we all have different influences that come out in our music. Ayla loves soul and jazz, so that kind of comes out in her guitar playing, and I love indie rock and grunge, and that comes out. And yeah, and Malcolm likes rock and grunge too, and also like experimental stuff, so that comes out in his drumming. And yeah, I mean,
experimental stuff like Joe Jackson. I love this guy.
That's Jack. That's our
Jack.
bassist.
Oh, that's Jack. Okay. Hi, Jack.
Hello.
He's sitting there and listening to us right now. How do you guys write your songs?
It usually depends, but on like a normal day, one of us will come up with a riff. Let's say I do. I'll come up with a guitar part, and then I'll write some lyrics, and I'll send it on over to the band through just text or email, like a little voice memo.
We all start to add on.
Yeah, we all start to tack on different stuff, and then we'll meet up and exchange different lyric ideas, or we'll just keep the lyrics the same depending on if my lyrics are good enough.
So it's a process that you share together.
Yeah, it's all collaboration. I think there's a few cases where like the lyrics have already been written. Like City Boy, the lyrics were already written before. Like we didn't have to do any work to the lyrics. Yeah. But a lot of the other songs, we all wrote the lyrics together and stuff. So sometimes it really depends, but that's like on a basic day, I guess.
What are the themes you guys write about? Would you say that teenage themes are very prevalent in your music? The things that you maybe experience also as growing of age?
Sure. Well, maybe
kinda.
The sound is maybe what comes out as our teenageness. You know what I mean? Like, kind of all like our sound kind of brings out all that stuff, and how our EP was mixed and everything. But like all the songs are kind of written about. They're all kind of vignettes. Do you know what I mean? Like they're all not from our perspective. We have like a bunch of different ideas and stuff, but this record, none of the songs really came from any personal experience. We were all writing stories, and but now as the band's been growing and writing new music, it's become a little more personal. So the next album, I think, will be a little more personal.
I was asking because titles like Wasting Time, for example, that sounds like a typical teenage thing, like you like to do. How old are you guys, by the way? I think your birthday is up soon, right?
My birthday is in a month, or not even 20 days or something. I turn 16, and Malcolm turned 16
a month ago.
Yeah,
a month ago today. Yeah.
And you still supposed to go to school? How does that work?
Yeah.
We go to school in between touring and recording and work and stuff. And our schools are really supportive, so they give us work to do.
They're
supportive. My school's supportive. I don't know about Malcolm's, but
I had a few unsupportiveness in it, but I have some like really great teachers.
But you have to get some allowance, right, from the school to be able to tour at close to wintertime, for example.
Yeah. I gotta go and talk to like everyone, but like technically I can just like put in a note and like leave. Because that's what I did for this tour.
What is your favorite subject in school? Finn?
My favorite subject is creative writing, English. I love reading stories, and I love writing stories, and I love studying stories. That's my favorite.
I like social studies, which is like history and stuff. But now, this year, it's harder.
When I just walked in here, there's a lot of fans already lining up. Who are the typical fans of Calpurnia? Finn.
Who are
Sweet.
Well, yeah, I mean, great. You know, it's a great thing. It's did you ask who are the typical fans?
Yeah, what do you think?
You know, it's funny. We've been touring. You know, it's a lot of girls that are from ages like 12 to 20, and now since we've been on tour in Europe, there's been a lot more diversity. Now there's a lot of parents that come, a lot of college students that come, a lot of guys, a lot of girls, different kind of people. So we're sort of, at first it was sort of just kind of the Stranger Things fans, and like when they realized that they didn't like rock music, they kind of left, and now it's kind of all filtering out into our own core fan group, which is great.
Does that being able to expose rock music, not old-fashioned rock, but guitar music, which is not that popular if you take it to pop in general at the moment, is that something that you guys set out also to achieve, or does it come as a byproduct?
Both. Yeah, I think it comes out naturally, and we just want kids to dance to rock music. That's our biggest goal.
Just to get people to have some fun.
I think you guys sold out most of the tour within one day.
Yeah, we sold out all of it. Mm-hmm. It was pretty surprising. We didn't know we had so many international people, but yeah, it's been incredible.
Finn, does your acting experience help you on stage or in general?
Definitely. Yeah, I think a part of being on stage is, you know, playing the music and getting it right and making it sound great. But then the other part of it is being entertaining and having a good performance come out. And so some of it you just really, sometimes you have to put a bit of yourself in it, but also almost like play a character when you're on the stage. Because if you're yourself 100%, then like it's not as interesting, I don't think. You got to play a little character.
Malcolm, what's your character? Did you give up acting, or is that something that you also pursue on the side still?
Yeah, I'll definitely keep auditioning and like doing acting, like... But, you know, it's quiet. There's definitely, like, no, like, conflict in the schedules right now. But, you know, if I book, like, a movie or something, then, like, yeah, I'm totally going to do that movie. Yeah.
Finn, fame, that's a double-edged sword, especially when you pursue different fields of art. How do you see that now, after also touring around the world for the first time?
I keep my different kind of fields, I guess, like as separate as possible, you know, like even though there's a little bit of acting in playing live music, I think I try to keep them separate, or else, you know, if you keep them all in one boat, then it feels a little overwhelming. So it just feels like I'm doing a bunch of different jobs, which makes it, you know, nice, and feel like I'm doing something different all the time. But yeah, I mean, you know, fame is a weird thing, but I think like the best thing is having a good family. I have an incredible family and awesome supportive parents that don't let anything bad happen to me, and I think them setting a good example for me. I don't let anything bad happen to me, you know, like I have a pretty good like moral compass of, I have really a select group of friends that I like to hang out with, and I'm not interested in any of that weird, you know, party stuff. I just love doing these jobs. I don't like the fame. I mean, you know, like the fame is cool, but I'm not in it for like that. I just love doing like music and acting, and I love writing, and that's why I do it.
What do you tell people who say that this whole thing is just possible because of you being in Stranger Things?
Well, it's easy for someone to judge a young band, and it's easy for someone to judge someone like me who already had the fans. Obviously, we've been doing a lot of shows, and we just had a great review for our show in Coco, and people that see us really like us. There hasn't been anyone that's been like, their live show is terrible. So I would say just watch us play if you really want to judge and say like, oh, like that's just the Stranger Things kid. Like, come on and see, like, if you really want to come to the show and see how we all do our different things.
What's the future for Calpurnia? Are you already planning on doing an album? Are you already having together songs? Are you still writing on songs?
Yeah, I can answer this. We're going to be doing more of this, touring and like live shows and stuff. And we're also going to be working on maybe the next album. Well, I guess the first album.
Technically debut.
Yeah, good EP album. What's the difference?
A few songs.
A few songs. Yeah.
But yeah, we're working on the album and we're still writing. So yeah, it'll be out hopefully soon.
And I guess the shooting for season 3 of Stranger Things is already done?
Yeah, it's already done and it'll be out this summer, I'm pretty sure. Or this next coming summer.
Malcolm, was your biggest moment in 2018?
2018. That was this year?
Yes.
For music, I think it was playing with Coco. Like
In London?
In London, yeah. Because that venue was like huge and amazing. And like it was the second night of the tour, so like we had that warm up in, but we were still like really fresh, you know?
Finn?
My highlight would probably be getting to do all the things that I wanted to do. And that includes touring with these guys. I think touring has been the most fun I've had all year. It's been great.
Okay, thank you.
FM4 Interview Podcast.